Good afternoon, everyone, and you are listening to the Good News Radio on yet another beautiful Saturday, and we are bringing to you live from the Foundation Sinigama Center of Excellence. So I think today we've had a wonderful day, a busy day with many people visiting the Foundation of Goodness. And as we move on to our next segment, where we will be interviewing another amazing individual who has visited the Foundation of Goodness. Kushil, would you like to do the introduction and start the conversation?
Yeah, actually, we are very privileged to have Mr. Muin Sahid. He's an exceptional artist. He has his own studio down Park Road in Colombo, and I have been, having this connection with him for a while now. But he's also been very, very keen and enthusiastic to come and empower the rural kids who are good at art. We have this art division as well called Art for Good. So Muin and I got in touch with each other recently, and he said, look, I need to come to your center, and I invited him, and he accepted the invitation graciously. So he came along on a busy day though, but Saturdays, if you wait for the right time to come, it will never come. So he said, don't worry, I'll come, and I will definitely help, because he's got exceptional, expertise on art and art development. So his idea was to try and see whether from these 25 students whom he can identify to take further to become an artist like him. So, and he even wanted to have an art exhibition in Colombo with the rural disadvantaged kids who are good at, sketching beautiful, pictures. So he's here. I very welcome you, Muin. Thank you for your time. I know volunteering is priceless, because once you give your time, you can never get back, unlike anything else. So from that context, it's very humane, very compassionate and kind. And I always say that when you do good, good gets better. So I think your presence here has inspired the trainer as well to be actually working with developing an art, kind of a module that can take the art students into the next level. So it's great to have him here. We are very privileged. He has come on his own. It's a volunteering engagement. And I always say giving something unasked is very superior deed of compassion. So my hats off to you, Muin, and I salute you for being here. I know you had a good look at our project going around and seeing what we do at the Center of Excellence. I think you haven't still gone to the Sports Academy, but on your way out, you will see that as well. But more importantly, you had a chat with the art trainer and the kids. I saw you going down, sitting with them and talking to them. So it's been an absolute pleasure and a privilege, and we are very fortunate to have you here.
Thank you, Mr. Muin, for joining us. Firstly, it's been an immense privilege, like Kushil said. So, firstly, I would like to ask you, how has your day been? What do you feel about the Foundation of Goodness?
Amazing. Thank you very much for inviting Foundation of Goodness. My God, I should have come here before. I regret that I didn't make this effort 10 years ago. But better late than never. And Kushil, you are an inspiration to everyone. And this Foundation of Goodness is a foundation of humanity. It's more than good. It's goodness for humanity. And I am sure there is a lot happening here. And you are really doing a great service for the kids and the rural people here, which I really feel about it. And I'm very happy to be part of your team, to come here and train these kids to bring their creativity to a professional level, and to maybe find a way, because art is something, you have to be, it's very personal to you, and art is something you have to be passionate about. And once you're very passionate and you know how to paint, There's a future for these kids. So I think a lot of talent is here, creativity is there. It's just that we need to give them guidance and to help them to make the baby steps up the ladder. So which I am volunteering to you, come here and to take this off the ground and do a good exhibition for them somewhere in Colombo.
Sashikala, one of the things that actually one of my dreams has always been to get an expert of each sector, and it's now unfolding, slowly but steadily. Let's say women's empowerment, someone who's into women's empowerment coming like Muin and saying, let's do this and we'll fine tune this and take this, into a little bit more professionalism, because they have the talent. So he will also do the same, as he mentioned in his own words, to make it more professional, because you have to identify the talent, which he has done. They have it and they have to be guided at that level with that exposure. But he said something very interesting that I didn't know much about that aspect of art. Anyway, I'm not into art, but I'm just saying that he made a nice comment. He said that, anybody can draw seeing an object, right? Or seeing another human, you can start drawing. But if you draw from an inner feeling or the inner depth of your visualization, not directly seeing, but you're seeing from your inner beauty, inner strength, whatever, and then sketching an art is far more precious or more valuable than just looking at you and painting. Because there are some, when you go down the streets in the foreign countries, they look at you and sketch, right? So but here he's actually making it from the inner kind of in-depth understanding, so I think that's a really good point.
Completely agree, Kushil. And when you draw from your inner things or your heart, I believe that's what comes out into paint. Would you like to explain that philosophy, Mr. Muin, and also perhaps drawing lines to what you are doing in Colombo?
Actually, before that, when you were saying that, I have a quote saying that whenever the heart is engaged, the outcome is beautiful. So that's what he was trying to, I think, say.
Yeah, Kushil, you're right. What I do is called abstract narrative expressionism. So I am still an amateur and a student of art. The art is an ocean of knowledge. I am not even a drop. So it's a process of learning, and it never stops. What I'm doing is I'm trying to paint from my inner eye. I would generally, the brief experience with these kids I had now is I just made them close their eyes and visualize things. And then I made them realize to put color into their imagination. And then I told them, once they have put color into the imagination, now you put it onto the paper and you create what you have seen. So that is an art with the soul, where you try to engage in your painting, and your painting talks to you. It engages you, it connects you, and it takes you on a journey. Because looking at art is kind of meditation. It's a therapy.
Yeah.
The entire faculty of your mind gets closed, and art is a healer. And today, even doctors prescribe art for depression, for people under stress, for people under serious health conditions. So it is more than art. It is more meditation, and it's a journey. And to me, I have been painting only recently. I've been a jewelry designer for many, many years. And one day I woke up and I said, enough is enough. And I just closed up a company with 200 people with over $1 million income.
Wow.
And got into art and went bankrupt. So I had to resurrect myself and start all over again. But I must tell you, what happened is I found peace and happiness, which I didn't have when I was jet setting from Tokyo to Vegas to New York to Paris to London, making so much of money. So I am using my inner peace and happiness. I'm finding peace in art, and I'm sharing it. Correct myself and start all over again. But I must tell you, what happened is I found peace and happiness, which I didn't have when I was jet setting from Tokyo to Vegas to New York to Paris to London, making so much of money. So I am using my inner peace and happiness. I'm finding peace in art, and I'm sharing it. And these kids need it, and I'm there for them.
That is a remarkable story, I must say, and I can't wait to, without asking further questions about that story. So,
but just to, it did resonate with me when you said this, because I think the new wealth is classified as inner peace. So, because that is priceless. I mean, you can earn a lot of money, but to have inner peace is definitely, in my view, it's called the new wealth.
I think he is a living legend of that quotation, that new wealth is called inner peace. But I would love to ask you, what exactly were you doing, traveling to all these places, and then what made you let go? Like, what was the point you realized you want to let that go?
I started business when I was 19 years on a push bike with 100 rupees. And I had the privilege of becoming an entrepreneur when I was 20 years old. And I traveled the world, been to more than 40 countries. And I've been doing jewelry exhibitions. I've been traveling to Vegas, New York, and all European countries, selling fine jewelry to the big names. And I also won the world's Jewelers of America Jewel Award in '96, which is a prestigious Jewelers of Jewelry Award. I was the first Asian to be crowned the designer in USA. Saying that, I had companies in Malaysia and Sri Lanka with over 200 people working for me, and I was looking for inner peace. I was wondering, where am I going? What is life all about? What are we gathering? Will I wake up tomorrow morning? Am I sure? Am I certain that I will reach home from Kushil's place? I don't know. No one knows that. So, what is my purpose? Are we shedding love, spreading love, or are we holding grudge? What are we fighting for? We are all in a mega traffic block. Our minds are like at the red light. So we are in crossroads, don't know which way to turn. Selfishness, ego, right? All these things are there. So we have to fight them within ourselves. So while fighting with me, within myself, I am producing beautiful art, which is shedding love and peace to the people who look at it. So every time they see my art, it talks to them. So that is called abstract art, which connects you. That's why in Europe, if you go, you will see people like going to church, looking at a painting with their kids seated, and pin drop silence. Nobody even crossed them. Like meditation. We don't know what they're looking at. If you who have no trend of art, they will say, "What is this?" There's nothing. There's a black ball. There's just 1, 2, 3 dots, but it has a story.
Actually, what Muin says really resonates with me as well, because my journey also has been more or less similar. Just to give up the business almost overnight and say, okay, I'm going towards serving humanity, which will give me lots of inner bliss. And Sashikala, I mean, I think from competition, that's what I think he has done as well. From competition, we've gone to contribution. Yeah, and that's more fulfilling in every aspect to secure peace, much more than ever in terms of only acquiring wealth and going after greed, because it's like a mirage. The more you go towards that goal line, the goalpost gets shifted like the mirage, and then you keep driving and driving and driving. So I think I value your words of wisdom, to be very, very honest, and it's been really amazing to have you here. I haven't had that conversation with you, but like-minded people, I think, come at the right time. So it's been great to have you here with us, Muin. I've never thought you would come here today, but somehow, when you don't plan as such, also things develop into that time of perfection. So we are very grateful and many blessings for your well-being and happiness, and to go from strength to strength, and to experience also more good fortune. We also have from our audience here wanting to ask questions. So I think he is one of our interns, Patum. He's one of the twins. He's today one of the Australians dropped by and gave us a computer, and he was the one who was blessed to have this. Yeah, so I think Patum has a question as well from Mohin.
First, welcome to News Radio, Mr. Mohin. And my question is, why did you do like this kind of social works? And you should have done your personal works only. And can you tell me about why do you doing like these social works?
Thank you, Patum. I regret I have not been doing this long before. I am late. But still, you see, there is something what we call social responsibility. Each and every one of us have a social responsibility in this planet Earth. So it's my social responsibility to share so many information. One of the things I did recently is on global warming, and also I did something on carbon emission, where I did a painting which is giving a message to people to take their social responsibility seriously of carbon emission. Because the planet Earth, how it was used by our forefathers, they only took what they wanted and they preserved for the next generations to use it. But what are we doing today? We are destroying Mother Earth. And through art, I am able to give this message. So I did a painting showcasing both parts of the earth, what was before and what is it now. So this is a very strong message, and now this painting is at the United Nations head office in Bonn. I was invited at COP28 and they took that painting. So similarly, I have done on saving the ocean, on gender-based violence, and few more things.
Okay, I think there's another question coming from, one of our great interns. We have 5 of them, and they always come to the Good News Radio segment. I think I'm glad that they are brave, coming forward, very confident to ask questions, and they learn.
What do you think about Foundation of Goodness and Mr. Kushil?
Oh my God, not about me, but the Foundation of Goodness.
I wish Kushil was my twin brother. And I would have been there with him, hand in hand, glove in glove, for the last so many years. Yes, the Foundation of Goodness is the foundation of humanity. It's a goodness of humanity. So, this is great work, which is not known. It's very subtle. I didn't know about this. You don't need to make a noise, and you do what you need to do. And I believe in that. And the team is so well trained, very professional, very kind. And I think when you have a leader like Sushil, he radiates everyone, and they all become like Kushil, same like him. So, so we see you in every one of you.
I also like what he said about the twin thing. I can see some similarities as well.
Oh my gosh, thanks. I'm really honored, but I think in my journey I'm very, very blessed to have people of your stature joining us, and I think every sector that we have 25 different sectors here. So I want to give the best to the kids. I want them to experience what the Colombo kids will also encounter in learning all these processes. So you coming here and uplifting that professional sphere of art would be of amazing spirit of upliftment towards their future prospects, and I think that's the key. So I wish every Saturday someone else will come and take on each area. Already about 5 or 6. Sashikala, you have done the same. You have taken on English, and she's driving, and I can see 12-year-old girls now speaking very confidently, and because of ability and fluency, and being a corporate, Toastmaster and public speaking specialist, she does well. So, like that, everyone, even the interns go and learn from classes, and if you take Vishmi is a Sinhalese expert of different kind. I can't really see someone who's able to articulate so very well and bring a wealth of knowledge in, describing someone or some situation to the level sometimes she does at her age is brilliant. And all of them here are exceptional, individuals with extraordinary talent. They're really, really superb. So I'm trying to always bridge this urban-rural divide and get Sri Lanka's best potential out there in the, underserved communities to become better than they used to be, and provide our nation a platform to become the best we can be.
Beautifully articulated, and thank you very much, Mr. Moin, for really embodying the values of the Foundation of Goodness and visiting and conducting that session. I did hear some wonderful things and how impactful it has been from Kushal. So thank you very much, and it has been a delight to have you here with all your artistic abilities and talents. I'm sure the kids enjoyed it very much.
And I'm also positive, as I have felt, Moin, you will rejoice these kind of deeds in advancing years, where you reflect and feel very blissful, and also increase your self-worth that you did something really marvelous which money cannot buy. Very well done, and we can wish you nothing but the best for you to be healthy, wealthy, and experience all that you aspire to achieve.
Thank you.
And with that, we come to the end of that segment, and what an amazing and interesting segment that was, where we listened to an artist who has some very creative talents, and it has been absolute joy. I personally enjoyed that conversation very much, and the time right now is 3:05 p.m. You are listening to the Good News Radio. Do stay tuned with us till 5 p.m. today, and we will be right back after this quick break.